Blog Talk Radio.
I put a spell on you. Because you're mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, good evening. It is the voice of the people. It's Monday, August 14th, 2017. I'm the six-man Dean Geronimo, and I'm in the studio with Mark Lee. Mark, what's good with you, brother?
Oh, just trying to cope and deal with the weather. I don't know what it's like up in your neck of the woods, but down here we're fighting a little bit of that thing called humidity. Because every time I turn around, it's the threat of rain and then that awful humidity that'll definitely drain your energy sometimes. But, I'm not going to let that stop us from doing what we got to do. And then that also means dealing with issues that are going on in the country and around the world. I was checking out your Facebook post on what was jumping off there in Charlottesville with the tragedy and all of that stuff. And I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit disappointed with our the person that they say is leading the country. We've talked about him before, and sometimes I wonder just what he has in his mind or does not have on his mind, because I'm sitting there going like, wait a minute, you can't be making parallels between the alt-right and Black Lives Matter and then also sitting there and not going to sit there and address the fact that these folks actually feel empowered because of your election. So I was hoping that he would step up to the plate and actually, condemn these folks the way that they need to be condemned, but that wasn't happening. So I heard that his daughter Ivanka came out in terms of some heavy language, but we're still waiting to hear some heavy language from the president in terms of what he thinks about all of this. But, I was on Facebook earlier today and talking to somebody that's actually in the military. I think it was a brother, if I remember correctly, and he was trying to say that nobody had really stepped up against racism in terms of our past presidents, and I had to counter him on that because from what I remember of history, both LBJ, JFK, and definitely Bill Clinton, and I would even argue Richard Nixon and Theodore Roosevelt have actually taken stand against racism, and we can even go further back into the aisles of history as the folks that have stepped up there and made actual powerful statements against what exists in this country and is evidently thorn in our side for many generations and many centuries. But, the only way that we can deal with that is, folks have to take helm and take commitment. I was actually quite proud of a church that meets out of the Hayti Heritage Center. They've got issues. They're trying to be multicultural. They're trying to definitely increase their minority membership. But the pastor there, Daniel Mason, he actually took time out to address the fact that he comes from white privilege and actually made some very powerful statements about what was going on in Charlottesville. And I'm sitting there going like, wait a minute, we got a local person, a local white minister who can make these kind of statements, but we're not hearing that from the nation's capital. Something don't seem right with that. What do you think, Dean? I'm sure you got some opinions.
Hey, man, my thing is people just need to stop mixing flour with Kool-Aid. And at some point, we gotta be able to petition the lawmakers to put some more federal statutes and mandates in place that make it criminal for certain things to take place. Now, these folks were mad because their little statue was about to come down. So they went to Home Depot, Lowe's, or wherever they went to, got them some tiki torches, and going to storm the campus of UVA. You knew where you could get that off because you weren't going to walk on the campus of an HBCU and try the same thing, So it's crazy how they do certain things, and then, it's always, I don't know, it's a weird train of thought. We got to get all of the people that are not down with the racism, regardless of what color, creed, sexual orientation, or whatever. Because if you notice, a lot of it wasn't just one color. It was a whole lot of people out there that are not down with the racism thing. So, when we all come together, it's more of us than them.
Yeah.
They were taught that. It's a learned behavior, but a lot more of us learn the opposite. So now it's time to play ball. You know, the president, are you really going to speak out about something when that's probably how you feel? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But it's kind of odd that he won't call them by name, but he'll call other folks out real quick. Those fingers move real fast when he's tweeting. So everybody does, I guess, what they think is right, but now it's time to really rally all the troops so we can start making some of these things. They do have the right to say what they want. Freedom of speech, I get it. But we also have to be able to have a plan of attack just in case they are feeling a little froggy and decide to jump a little bit. So that's just my thought on that. You know, it's just a quick observation. I think we got somebody in the studio right now, so we're going to pull them in and see what's going on. All right?
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks for calling the Voice of the People. Who we talking to tonight? Hello?
Hello? Got anybody?
Me?
Yeah, thanks for calling the Voice of the People. Who we talking to? Who's on the line with us tonight? I know that voice right there.
That's Ty on the line with you guys right now.
Yeah, I know that voice right there. We know who that is. We found you. Welcome back to the Voice of the People. The host is here. So we're going to find out who else is in the house because we got a lot of people at the door right now. All right?
We like the door.
Yeah.
It should be a young lady by the name of Beverly Turner. She should be calling in.
Yes,
I invited her to come on the show. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. So Beverly sent me a message, guys, saying that she does a show. She's a journalist. You can find her at beverlyturner.net. And seems like you studied at Full Sail University. Is that correct, Beverly?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the show that you're currently doing and your interest in coming on our show today.
Okay, well, my name is Beverly Turner, and I go by Lyrical Lines. That's my name that's on my radio station, which is 99 The Beat. And what we currently do is my fiance, he go by Rizzle, and he's like a pro actress. Well, he's an activist. So he's like wakes people up in the community and tells them like to start looking into stuff and give them type of research. I'm more of a person who goes into the news and everything and pull up research from there and tell people about what's going on today. And I'm a DJ, and I'm also an author.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm a little nosy being on your page.
No, you can be that to be on your
So what's Cinnamon Chronicles all about?
Actually, that's my book that I have out right now, and it's about a lady who's in Fayetteville, North Carolina. She was in an abusive relationship with her husband, and as well as things that happened to her when she was a kid, and her mother did not agree with her claims and stuff, so she kind of like shadowed her out. And when she got older, her mother wanted to be there for her, but she wasn't allowing her mother to be there for her, so she moved on to California. She started a whole new life and everything. But at the same time, her career and her past started catching up with her. So she had to come to make a big decision on what was she going to do next. Is she going to let her past hinder her, or is she going to keep moving forward?
That's pretty cool. So is this self-published? Is this something that you wrote and you self-published?
Yes, I self-published the book.
Nice. Seems pretty cool. So how can people subscribe to the book or come across the book? You want to share a link with anyone?
Yes, actually you can go on Amazon and you can put in on a search engine on Amazon, you can put Cinnamon Chronicles, The Lace and the Kiss, Cinnamon, and it'll come right up. Or unless if you want to put in my name, Beverly Turner, it should come up. It's also on Barnes & Noble's website as well.
That's awesome. So what inspired you to create, one, write the book, and then two, what were the simple steps for you to self-publish a book and then get it to get, to post on Amazon for sales? How does that process work, if you don't mind sharing that?
Yes, I don't mind. Okay, so it was like this. I was actually going to school. My associates and my bachelor's was into criminal justice. It was something I never wanted to do, but I was just young.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was like 18 years old. And my parents, I wanted to go to school for journalism. I always wanted to go to Full Sail, and my parents was like, no, you just want to go there because you're going to get a lunchbox and you're going to get a computer and stuff. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, who wouldn't want to go to school to get stuff? It's free. But or whatever. I wasn't really thinking about criminal justice, so I just did it just because I just wanted to make them happy and have a degree. So last year, when I was 28 years old, I was like, you know what? I always wanted to go to school for journalism. I was like, I can always go out there. I can interview some people. I was like, I don't have no problem with doing that. That's something what I always wanted to do. I was like, and then on top of that, I want to write me a book. So I decided to get into it and stuff. At first, I say the first 2 months of college, I was like, nah, I really don't want to do it because it was acting too much. But at the time, I was like, well, it does fit in because I'm an on-air personality. I can learn about marketing myself and going out there. I started first writing on the Cinnamon Chronicles book last year, but it just didn't go as how I wanted it to go. I kept getting to people that want to publish me and stuff, and they was asking for like thousands of dollars, $800. I was like, I ain't got the money for all of that. But I'm glad that I went to school for journalism because they taught us how to go out there and market your stuff and go out there and promote, and you don't need nobody to go give all that money to them when you could do it yourself. So I was like, okay, I got to write articles every day over the weekend. I got to make sure it's in there by Sunday. On Monday morning, everybody is going to get it on my Twitter page, on my Instagram, and as well on my Facebook. So I was like, okay, well, I could do this too. So I was speaking to the guy, and I asked multiple publishers. I said, well, how can you help me? They was like, well, we're going to get your book out there. We're going to promote it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And I was like, well, how is that helping me? I already have a Facebook page. I already have a Twitter. I already in groups. That don't really help me none. They was like, yeah, because more people will know about you. And I was trying to get them to realize is you're not helping me by telling me you're going to try to go and promote me, and I got to spend $800 for you to promote me when I can promote myself. So that's basically how I got into it, and I just decided to do self-publishing on Amazon. One of my homegirls that told me about it because she have a book up there. And I was like, okay, well, let me see, and let me start reading and doing my own research. And then I found a whole bunch of people that's out there that are self-published.
Through Amazon.
Through Amazon. And I also have another lady, that's Jessica Watson. She's on my page, and she had reached out to me, and she's like, your next book, I want to publish it for you, but she was like, you don't have to. She was like, I'm not going to charge you nothing. And I was like, okay, wow.
Nice.
Thank you.
So that's awesome. So bottom line is individuals can research through Amazon and look into self-publishing through Amazon. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's
so everybody
awesome.
who wants to get a book and stuff, you can go out there. You can self-publish and stuff, and they got the format. They'll tell you how to do it and everything.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
So
that's pretty cool. I like that.
So this is Mark, the co-host that's on the show. You were saying that you and your partner have dealt with some of the issues that are out there, and of course, me and Dean were just earlier talking about some of what is going on with Charlottesville and some of the other things that have happened in the community. So I was just wondering if you and your partner had touched it all on those issues, and if you had also touched it all with what's going on with Trump and the North Korean situation within your show.
Well, okay, as far as my show goes, actual fact, last week, I don't know if y'all know Tony Muhammad. Well, Tony Muhammad, he was Tony Muhammad.
Okay. I got you, yeah.
It was him, and I don't know if you know Dr. Omar Johnson. I know a lot of people know him. But
yeah, Dr. Omar.
Yeah, so he's been on my show as well, and we sit around, we talk about issues that are happening, like the Charlottesville and stuff. I just said the other day, matter of fact, on Sunday, I was like, what are they going to do about the issue? I was like, because I'm African-American. If I was out there and I was acting a fool like they were, I would be locked up on spot. It shouldn't have to take 24 hours.
Beat down, stop playing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I would have got beat down, but at the same time, I would have been in jail somewhere, and it wouldn't take 24 hours. Exactly. It wouldn't suck forever